Wow. All right now. That's how you end a goddamn pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Wrestling Life as you know. I am the host, Brandon Janeau. Like always on all podcast platforms everywhere. Brandon Janeau Show. Instagram and threads, Brandon Janeau, Facebook, the Brandon Janeau Show. TikTok, Brandon Janeau Show. Um, X, it's B Janeau on X. And by the end of this, if I remind myself to tell you guys. But let me say it now. I just created uh, a Twitch, so that will be coming soon. I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I have no idea how to work a Twitch, so I'm gonna be learning that shit as I go along. But that is coming soon. I'll be talking about it after this episode. After I'm finished with this, I'll talk about it. But yes, and of course, YouTube channel, Brandon Janeau Show. That's where you could go to watch all the visuals, this visual when it comes out, and of course, all the shorts. Go subscribe, man. I'm almost right there to 200. Need two more subscribers, and I will have 200. So yeah, but until then, let's get into it, man. Whoo, shit. Oh my god, that shit was crazy. So Bad Blood is officially over, man. Like I said, this is wrestling life. Bad Blood is officially over. Um, Hope you guys enjoy this. This pay per view was nuts, nuts to say the least. Five matches on the card. This is my rate and review show. I do it all after every PLE. I talk about it, man. And that was a crazy PLE. Crazy ass finish. I would say that much. It was a crazy ass finish. Definitely one of the craziest finishes I've seen in a long time. Um, yeah, but to close out a PLE, returns, storylines being, more and more uh continued. This was nuts, man. This was a crazy ass night for WWE. Still proving why they're reigning supreme right now. They're reigning supreme in WW in wrestling right now. I gotta be honest with y'all, man. Like I said, five matches on the card. Um, y'all know how I do it. If you don't, I go from my least favorite to my most favorite match on the card. Yeah. So yeah, the ending in the this pay per view is built around two freaking matches. Let's be real. It's really built around two freaking matches. Um, and boy, oh boy, was this match, this PLE's two main matches, two main events were probably their two best main events, the two best matches on the whole fucking night. The rest was like, okay, cool, but those are the two best matches on the entire night. So yeah, like I said, five matches. Uh, the two main events to me, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it's 5 stars. I'm not even gonna go too far with this. Couple matches. Eh, this is the thing. Um, but let's get into it, man. If you know I do this, I go from my least favorite match to my most favorite match of the night. Like I said, I got two 5 stars, but who is going to end um up being the match of the night to me? Um, but let's get into it, man. So this match, originally gave it 4 stars because the match was actually good up until the fucking ending. Oh my god, that ending was fucking terrible. It was a fuck. I want to say a botch. It was kind of like a botch ending. I don't know if that was the way it was supposed to go. I don't know if that was how the shit was written. I do not know. That was a terrible fucking ending. It was awful. But I gave it 4 stars because of the actual match. The ending dropped it down a star to me, and that's why I'm gonna say I gave it. It was really supposed to be like 4.5, but then the ending happened and gave it 4. And now I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna give it 3.5 because the ending was so stupid. It was so dumb. I actually like the fact that you didn't do it that way. I actually like the fact that Rhea didn't lose, but at the same time, it's kind of like that's a dumbass ending. Like that was just stupid. Anyway, that's clearly the match. So I'm gonna end up giving it 3.5 stars, and that is Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan uh, for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Um, Yeah, gave it 3.5 stars. Um, it was the match was good. It was good up until the fucking ending. It was Dom almost died, which was crazy. This motherfucker literally opened the cage up, was sitting out the cage. Pretty much the door was pretty much open. He could have fell out the fucking cage a long time ago. This shit was nuts. When he finally does do the spot, he fucking flips it fucking stay like a fucking pinata. The rear goes up to the ref who's wearing a fucking ref cam and literally goes up to the ref and says, "Hey, I got some unfinished business outside. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go handle that." The ref literally tells him, "Go ahead and do what you gotta do. Shit, I got it. I understand." You're supposed to commit, like, go out there and beat this man. Man's hanging upside down like a fucking pinata, and you just go out there and beat this man. That shit was wrong, bro. Funny as shit, but wrong, man, wrong. The match all in all was good. It wasn't a bad match. Rhea and Liv don't really have too many bad matches. Liv and Rhea don't really have too many bad matches. You got to give Liv her credit because Liv has actually become a way better wrestler over the last couple of years. I remember watching her in NXT and how she first came into WWE when she started first getting pushes and people were starting to call for her to get a push. She has truly improved as a wrestler. I can easily tell you that. Like she has easily improved as a wrestler. I remember going to the last WWE event that was out here for Monday Night Raw. I remember going to see her and Becky Lynch have a match, and I think that match was supposed to be for who fights Rhea at WrestleMania. Oh, Becky won, and Liv was like, "I think I should fight Becky. I should fight Rhea at WrestleMania." That match was incredible. That was a really good fucking match. So Liv has actually been better as a wrestler. Like people forget the feud that she had with Becky before Rhea came back. Like that was a hell of a feud that them two had for the title. So Liv has gotten better as a wrestler, man. Like extremely better. Like I said, the ending was stupid. This is why I kept saying people on social media they be calling for shit. Once you get it, you don't like it. Raquel coming back was cool, but immediately people were like, "Oh, she didn't get no pop. She it doesn't make any sense. The ending kind of stupid. Why would you do that? The ref called for the bell like he was supposed to. He was standing right the fuck there when she tagged Rhea. It's not a which would have. See, this is the thing. I think it should have been a no disqualification match. It should have been Dom in the shark cage, no disqualification. It would have actually made more fucking sense for the spot that Raquel was having. But since it's not, and Rhea didn't technically get pinned, which is good, I'm assuming Raquel was supposed to come in and do the spot, but instead of when she came in right in focus of the fucking referee. You had to call the fucking bell. You had to call for the match to be over. Like that would be the dumbest fucking thing on the planet for you to still have the match going on when you literally just saw her hit Rhea. And I think Triple H in the back, that was a Triple H call. Like, yo, ring the fucking bell. What are we doing? Ring the fucking bell. Rhea doesn't take the pin, which is good because now she has a reason to have a rematch against Liv. She doesn't take the pin. I don't know if you have it at Crown Jewel because clearly you're gonna. I mean, you can't have it at Crown Jewel, so you're probably going to have it be these next couple weeks before Crown Jewel because Triple H announced tonight that they're going to have a champion versus champion match at Crown Jewel. So you can clearly see it's gonna be two fuck finishes. Clearly, you're gonna see it's two fuck finishes coming. Um, yeah, I don't understand that decision. I don't. I get why you're trying to do it. You're trying to say who's the best champion out of the divisions. Me personally, I thought it would be a mid card championship. I thought it'd be better if you actually gave the mid card title to a woman. But we got that decision tonight. But yeah, I think it's real not technically losing to Liv. Liv won. I think you kind of booked yourself out of a corner, and that's pretty much what I think they did. They booked themselves out of a corner because if Liv got the pin, people would still be on social media being like, "This is over." Liv said it perfectly tonight. Like if I beat Rhea, it's over. So Rhea doesn't lose; she wins the match because there's no disqualification because it was a disqualification on Liv. So she wins the match. She has a right to get the title match again, and you can figure out a way to get the fucking match to happen. Don was in a shark cage. Now what the fuck do? You put him in what, a fucking Hell in a Cell? You just had a Hell in a Cell. You can't really put it back in a Hell in a Cell. So what do? And this is why I kept saying this is kind of the thing. It could have been a Hell in a Cell match. It would have made fucking sense. I don't want to see another steel cage. I know people are gonna sit there and say that's the other option is just to put them in a steel cage match. I don't want to see a steel cage match between Rhea and Liv. Why? It will be stupid to me. Because Liv already had a steel cage match with Becky. Like, why would you go now back to the well again? It doesn't make any sense. Is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know what you do. Rhea not literally taking the pin tonight was the right decision. I think because again, people when you sit there and you say, "Oh, she should have just took the pin." Why? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Why the fuck would you want her to take the pin? Even if it is cheating, it would be like you got people on social media that would literally run out there and scream, "Why is she taking? Why is she getting a rematch? It don't make no sense." This is the best option. I guess you just book yourself out of a corner, pretty much like I said. The match all in all was pretty good. It was a really good match. Rhea dominated. Liv took the ass whooping like she was supposed to, and Liv got her shit in too. Like it was a good fucking match up until the fucking finish. The finish fucking sucked. It was a stupid finish. Again, I get it. I understand it. It was a fucking dumb finish though. You had the crowd booing. It was a stupid finish. It was a really stupid finish. But again, I see it from what the perspective is which is like you put yourself out of a corner, which was Rhea doesn't take the pin, Liv gets the title, Raquel comes back. You got three things out of one. Great. Rhea doesn't lose, so she gets a chance to get a rematch, which will end the feud. Please end this fucking feud. In the feud, Liv and Raquel can now go off and be a tag team again, and Raquel comes back. You know what I'm saying? Liv keeps the title for at least right now. Raquel comes back, and you get that. But yeah, the match all in all, 3.5 stars. I give 3.5 stars. I mean, I gave it 4 to start, but it's 3.5. Speaking of a feud that needs to also die, excuse me, and that's Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. I gave it 4 stars. I am sick of this feuds. I am sick of the Twin Towers and Finn Balor and the Judgment Day shit. I don't like this feud. I think it's stupid. I think this should have been the only match between these two. And now we're gonna have these two fight again at Crown Jewel, and then we're gonna have them fight again at fucking Survivor Series. And it's just, I don't want to see this 3 matches. I don't think this needs to be 3 fucking matches. Like I don't think Rhea and Liv needed to be 3 fucking matches. It doesn't need to be this fucking long. It doesn't need to continuously prolong because you have no other real alternative. One, get the fucking tag team titles off of the fucking Judgment Day. Please get them belts off them dudes. They do not need them belts. Why? If you're gonna continuously have them be in a bullshit feud with fucking Damian Priest and Rhea, none of them need to be champions. Liv is the only one that needs to be a champion, and even when she is champion, she still is gonna drop it to Rhea. That's the end. The fact of the matter is, this is stupid. Damian Priest could be so much really used for some other shit. Damian Priest could be the World Heavyweight Champion, go against Gunther at some point again, get his rematch. Hell, he could be Intercontinental Champion. Fuck it. Why not? Like, him and Bronson Reed at WrestleMania 41 will be fucking crazy. I would love to see that fucking match. But you having Damian and Finn feud in, to me, this was a cool match. It wasn't to me, it didn't feel like it was the blow off. It felt like it was the first match and should be the last match. I am not a huge fan of these two rivalries. I'm not a huge fan of this shit. I think this isn't, the storyline is kind of, to me, dead. It's dead. I don't care. A lot of people on social media already being like, man, why Finn just didn't pin Finn? Why Finn just didn't beat Damien? Because Judgment Day is not supposed to look strong anymore. Y'all haven't figured this shit out? Judgment Day isn't strong any fucking more. They're not the key fucking. They are not supposed to be strong anymore. That's the fucking point. The only person that's supposed to look strong is Liv. That's it. And even in that sense, she doesn't look strong. The fuck are y'all talking? Y'all had to literally call for Raquel Rodriguez to come back to get a fuck finish for Liv to keep the belt because you knew if the fucking match went just 1-on-1, Rhea will beat Liv easy. This is an easy fucking dub for fucking Rhea. Like, let's be fucking real for a second. This is stupid. I don't want to see this because here's the thing, man. Judgment Day's got the tag team titles. Get the belts off of them first. Get them shits off. And then you want to have the Finn and Damian Priest rivalry? Then have it. But them having the fucking belts is so fucking stupid. I don't like it. I love the Bloodline title match last night, But that's another one. Get the fucking belts off the bloodline. Like I don't want them on. When you are embroiled into now, here's the thing: Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa is technically not in the feud with Roman and Jacob and Solo and them. They're in it, but they're not really in it. Get the fucking belts off them too. I do not like when titles are on other people and they're not even fucking being defended. The fucking Judgment Day have had the belts for 100 fucking days and defended the belts once. Why? They've been embroiled in a rivalry since fucking SummerSlam. They've been in Finn Damian Priest. Damian Priest has fought more of the Judgment Day members than the fucking Judgment Day has defended the tag team titles. They have defended the titles what, one, two times? That shit's ridiculous, bro. You won the belts back in what? May? You won the belts what June? Early July? Like, come on, bro. Like this is ridiculous. Get the fucking belts off them dudes. This rivalry needs to die. I do not want to see a part two. I don't care if Finn gets his leg back. I do not give a fuck. I do not want to see a part two. I'm sorry. Cool match. It was cool for what it was, but I'm good. If it is a part two, I would have to call it because that's just my job. If it's just episode on Monday Night Raw, if they don't fight at Crown Jewel, I will be 100% cool with that. I will be 100% cool with that. This needs to die. This needs to die a quick, hopefully painless death, and we can move the fuck on. This needs to die. Judgment Day, Damian Priest, Finn, Rhea. Soon as Rhea get the belt off of Liv, this needs to die. This rivalry, this beef needs to die immediately. Put it in the ground, put a fucking bullet through it, and we can move on. I don't like this beef. I don't like this rivalry. I hate it. It's stupid. Like I said, I gave it 4.5. I gave it 4 stars, but this could also be a 3.5 star match. It was cool for what it was, but again, it's just like, dude, I don't give a fuck about this rivalry. Like, I don't care. Like, to be honest with you, I changed my TV. The only good thing about this rivalry is a person that's not even fucking physically in it, and that's Jey Uso. That's it. I'm assuming Dom is the one that's gonna go after Jay now for the Intercontinental title, but even in that sense, it's stupid. This is dumb. This is a dumb, and that's pretty much what's about to happen. Dom is gonna go after Jay for the title, and he's not winning it clearly because that shit's reserved for Bronson Reed once he finishes up with Seth. That shit's reserved for Bronson Reed. Let's get that out the way. So yeah. So I gave it 4 stars. It could be 3.5 stars too. Both of them are 3.5 star matches to me. It was decent. We kind of knew the ending. The Judgment Day was gonna come out, and that's another thing. If you're gonna come out and try to screw Damian Priest, how about you actually, get Finn to win? That's just what I see it as. Damian Priest took all three of them out by himself. He took all three of these motherfuckers out by himself. Yeah. Judgment Day is dead. Put that shit in the ground. Let's move the fuck on. The other match. I gave this 4.5 stars, and I'm not moving off of it because it was actually a really good fucking match. I didn't know if they could follow the Hell in a Cell match. I'm gonna be honest. That's high, high, high. It's kind of funny because the two matches that followed this match sucked. Well, I won't say sucked, but it wasn't as good as I thought it would. Again, I'm not really embroiled into the rivalry. I don't really give a fuck about the rivalry like that, like everybody else do. It is what it is. But this match was really fucking good. It was actually better than a SummerSlam match. And that's funny because Rhea Liv match was actually worse than the SummerSlam match. Um, and that is 4.5 stars I gave it, and that is Bayley versus Nia Jax. I gave it 4.5 stars for the WWE Women's Championship. Listen, this was the best match they could have asked for. This was a really good fucking match. I do think they fucked up on the ending. I do think Tiffany Stratton should have cashed that money in the bank. Because here's the problem I have with that, and then this is why I say I think Rhea is going to get the belt off of Liv before this happens. I think Liv is going to get the belt off. I think Rhea's going to get the belt off of Liv before Crown Jewel. That's I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. They're going to probably fight at some point on Monday Night Raw, and she's going to beat her. I have this sneaky suspicion that's what's going to happen because Nia is still champion. Nia beat Bayley. Again, it was the right call. Nia needed to beat Bayley, keep the belt on her, but I feel like they fucked up because they should have put the belt on Tiffany Stratton. I do believe they should have cashed in tonight. This makes no sense to have. And again, maybe you move it to Crown Jewel and you do see Liv versus Nia, which is going to be a fucking annihilation, which makes no, again, it doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't give a fuck if Raquel's there or not. That's a fucking lopsided fucking victory. Like, come on, bro. Like, she could barely handle Rhea. You think Liv is going to outsmart fucking Nia like that? Come on, bro. Like, no, 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 no. I can easily see Nia either dropping the belt at some point on SmackDown or Rhea dropping the belt at some point on Raw, because you are going to have a match at some point where the playing field is kind of even. At some fucking point, I believe that Bailey in Nia's match was really great. It was a really good fucking match. Really good fucking match. I even like the beginning of the match where it was kind of like um, of them being in the press box, the VIP section with Jade, Bianca, and Naomi, and Naomi's like, I'm rooting for my girl Bailey, and Bianca like, yeah, good fucking luck, I guess. Like, good fucking luck, I guess. I don't really like this goddamn girl like that. That shit was fucking funny, dude. But that match, it was good. It was a good fucking match. Again, that's a tough ass task to have to follow up that fucking Hell in a Cell. That Hell in a Cell. That was a that was a crazy follow up, and it lived up to what it needed to live up to. It was a great fucking match. It was a hell of a match. Again, I think you dropped the ball on the finish. To me, Tiffany Stratton did come out there with a fucking briefcase, and she was looked like she was about to do it, and then it just didn't happen. And it was like, okay, what the fuck was the point? Like, why did you have out there again just to sit there in the ring, be like, or sit outside the ring with the briefcase, being like, I should have just cashed in. She should have just cashed the fuck in. It didn't make any sense. You're holding on to this belt for Nia to have the belt for, and I'm assuming because my thought on this is that I think they're waiting for Charlotte to come back. That is really what my thought is. I think they're waiting for Charlotte to come back because Tiffany needs a fucking opponent at WrestleMania. Tiffany's going to cash in. She just needs an opponent. Here's the thing. At some point, Tiffany's going to have to cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase. The longer you wait, the more it looks like you are literally backing yourselves into a corner. Because there's only one option for Tiffany at WrestleMania, and that is Charlotte. That's the only fucking option at WrestleMania. How do you get there? If Charlotte is supposed to come back at some point in November, she could come back literally at the next SmackDown. I mean, she could literally come back at the next SmackDown. I do not know, but I do believe at some point Tiffany's going to have to cash in that money. Now again, you can literally wait to Crown Jewel to do it, which makes very it could make sense. I mean, you could do it because you have two champions in the ring. Again, you can cash in on Liv, or you could cash in on Nia. She's cashing in on Nia, by the way. Don't get it twisted. She's cashing in on Nia. But you need a reason. Again, also, I need to say this too. The only women's War Games match, if you're gonna do a women's War Games match, the only women's War Games match needs to be on SmackDown. Raw has nothing. Raw has no story. Raw has no intrigue. Raw has absolutely fucking nothing. Outside of Damage Control, you're gonna team them up with Rhea. That's pretty much what you're gonna do. You're gonna team them up with Rhea, but go against Liv and the fuck is their name? The Fatal. No, not Fatal. I'm thinking about NXT. The Pure Fusion Collection. I think that's the fucking name. Liv, Raquel, and the Pure Fusion Collection. That's pretty much what the team is gonna be. Versus what Rhea, Damage Control, Rhea, Damage Control. I'm assuming Jade and Bianca. Yeah, that's five. So Liv, Raquel, Pure Fusion Collection versus Rhea, Rhea, Damage Control, and Jade and Bianca. That's pretty much what the fucking War Games match is gonna be. If we do it on Raw, if you do it on SmackDown, it's way easier. because with you can do SmackDown with Bailey, Naomi, and this is another thing I think they're also waiting to particularly do the Tiffany cash in is because they need Tiffany and Naomi to still be together up until the War Games match. This is why I think they also are very hesitant to also pull the trigger because they're still debating who's going to be in the Women's War Games match. You need Naomi and Tiffany to still be. You need Nia and Tiffany to still be together because it won't make any sense to have her in a War Games match with fucking Tiffany if they're beefing. They're beefing, but at least you can have that match happen. So you think about it in that sense, like you would have, you can have Bailey, Naomi, Bianca, Jade, and let's say Charlotte. Charlotte could be the fifth member. Charlotte coming back. Charlotte could be easily the fifth member. It's at the end of November. She could pull a Randy Orton. She could come at the end, and she doesn't have to physically be in the match too long. She could just come in, do what she gotta do, and get the fuck out. Bailey could be like, "Look, I got a tag team partner. I know somebody that could definitely help us. Cool." So Bailey, Charlotte, Naomi, Jade, and Bianca versus Naomi. I mean versus Nia, Tiffany, Tiffany. Hmm. Oh, Chelsea Green, Piper Nevin, Chelsea Green, Piper Nevin. I don't know who the fifth member could be. That's a hard one. I don't know who the fifth member could be. Y'all might know better than I do. Who could be the fifth member on because it's not gonna be Mia Yim. It's not gonna be Mia Yim. It's not because she's beefing with them, so it's not gonna be Mia Yim. Do you move up somebody from NXT? You can move up Roxanne. I mean that would. I mean Roxanne could easily be a part of that. Roxanne could definitely be a part of the. Yeah, Roxanne could definitely be a part of the fifth. She can be the fifth member for them. She can move up after she dropped the belt to. She can move up after dropping the belt to. She's gonna drop the belt at Halloween Havoc to Julia. You can't have a match like you did Tuesday and she still keep the belt. That's ridiculous. At some point, she's going to drop the belt to Julia, and then her and Corey Jade are gonna go off and do what they think. But I'm looking at it from that perspective, and I'm thinking to myself like, yeah, SmackDown is a little harder. Raw can't you can do it on Raw because the five is easy. Five is easier, I guess you want to say it like that. Or does Charlotte come back as a face, which is which doesn't really work for her? Does she come back as a face? But Tiffany's a shit. That's a hard thing to do. Bailey and Charlotte got a relationship for horsewomen, so you could easily do Bailey and Charlotte. That's why she came back to team up with Bailey. The fifth member of that team will be hard to do. That should be damn near difficult. That'll be a hard ass thing. That'll be difficult. Damn, I thought I had this idea and then it's. But I do believe you can do it on SmackDown. SmackDown is way easier to do it because they actually have more storylines on SmackDown. Now maybe you can even do a cross brand promotion, Raw, SmackDown shit. You can actually bring over, you can probably bring over Damage Control, maybe. I don't know, and maybe turn Bianca, Jade, and Naomi heel. But I feel like you still, and by the way, Naomi and Nia have family. They're blood actually, family kind of, because of the bloodline. Naomi's married to Jimmy. Naomi, Nia is actually, family with The Rock. That's blood. So I can easily see. So I mean, I can easily see that be the reason for why they turn heel. It'll be easier. Those four, and you can keep it four. You don't, and Tiffany could beat Naomi. I mean Nia, get the belt, and then team up with Bailey. But then you need a fucking Mia Yim and Charlotte. But I feel like you're going to use Piper Green and Piper Nevin and Chelsea Green because somebody got to take a crazy ass bump. Because somebody's got to take a crazy ass bump, and that's Chelsea Green. Somebody's got to take a crazy, gnarly ass. The fifth member is hard. The fifth member for particular Naya's team will be hard for me because I don't know who you bring. It's got to be somebody from NXT. It's got to be somebody from NXT, and I think it's gonna be Roxanne. Yeah, Roxanne being in a Hell in a Cell, her first night on the main roster in a Hell in a Cell with Bailey and Charlotte. That would be crazy. That would be a crazy ass. Yeah, I think you might move up Roxanne and let Roxanne be a part of the NXT team. I mean, part of the Nia team. Nia and Roxanne did actually have an interaction backstage at SmackDown, so I don't know. All in all, that match was really good. I think Bailey and Nia. I do think they dropped the ball on Tiffany, but if this is what I think, they're gonna continuously plan this shit out because again, storylines are for the way Triple H runs his storylines. It takes a minute. Tiffany and Nia only been beefing for like a month and a half. Nia's only been talking down on Tiff for like a month and a half now. I can definitely see her turn on her after War Games. After War Games, Saturday Night Main Event. That's a perfect place to turn on Nia. Saturday Night Main Event in New York, crazy atmosphere. I can see her cashing in Money in the Bank at Saturday Night Main Event. I can see it. If not at Crown Jewel, and I don't think they're gonna do it at Crown Jewel because I think the women's War Games match needs to be on SmackDown because there's more storylines on SmackDown. There's nothing on Raw. There's literally nothing on Raw. Even though I just gave an easier Raw War Games match, nobody wants to see that Raw Women's War Games match. Raquel had no pop tonight. None. Nobody gave a fuck. You knew if she was coming. That's probably another thing. You knew she was coming, but it literally was like, who gives a fuck? They were booing more than they were actually, and they were booing because of the fucking finish. Nobody definitely doesn't want to see Pure Fusion Collection in that fucking match. That shit is stupid. So you're literally gonna ruin a fucking War Games because you want to make it Raw, like Raw SmackDown. Like that's stupid. No, like let's move it on along. Let's keep it pushing. No, I don't think that's a good idea. So let's make SmackDown SmackDown. Let's have, and this is again PLE. SmackDown has not had a too many matches on PLEs. Now that you're going to 2 hours for both brands, you can easily pull it off. You can have SmackDown have two War Games matches, and then Raw have Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's an easy dub. You can have maybe you do Rhea and Liv at War Games and let Rhea beat her at War Games. I don't fucking know. Like, and then Liv and Rhea have Raquel and somebody. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but that match was really good. Bailey and Nia was a really good match. All right, so like I said, got two 5-star matches, two main events, technically. One opened the show, the one that closed the show. So which one I want to go with? My first 5-star match is the tag team match. That is Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodline, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. I gave this 5 stars. The match was good. All in all, it was good. Now again, I went on a little bit of a rant a couple of days ago about this match being the main event. I still think this was a bad decision. Oh, I don't change my mind on that. The match could be good as a motherfucker. I still won't change my mind on it. This was especially when you saw the Hell in a Cell match, you was like, yeah, I don't know if this was a good idea. That is exactly why I said what I said Thursday night because it's true. I said exactly everything we saw in the Hell in a Cell match. I literally said it was going to happen, and it probably superseded what I thought it would be in my own mind. I like because that fucking match was fucking nuts. Like that shit. Oh my god, I'll talk about it in a couple minutes. But the tag team match was cool. Like it was cool, but it was exactly what I thought. Sometimes it kind of got a little slow and very long and just draining and shit. They did exactly what they do. Beat the hell out of Cody, beat the hell out of Roman, beat the hell out of Cody, beat the hell out of Roman. You get a couple big spots here and there, and now everybody thinks it's a great match. No, it was cool. It was decent for what it was. And again, the ending is what made the match again why it's so great, because as good as the match was, it's the ending that makes the storylines of the matches for the bloodline. It's not the fucking match itself. It's how it ends. And again, this is why I also say when I hear people say, "Oh, you can't do two returns in one night or two returns in one match." Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. Look at tonight. You got extreme pops. Jimmy returning is exactly what everybody's been waiting for to see. I mean, Jay also being in a skybox in a VIP section with Jimmy's wife. It made, and I actually now think about why they had Naomi be the third guest, because Jimmy's going to be there. Jimmy coming back and getting his revenge on the bloodline. That made fucking sense. Roman looking at Jimmy like, holy shit, like, thank you, man. I appreciate you being here. I thought Roman and Cody would shake hands, but it actually turned out being better for him, because he actually just looked at the belt and gave it to Cody. Like, yo, you lived up to what you said. The bloodline beating down Roman after beating down Cody. Jimmy and Roman up going up of the stage, and and then they look back at the situation, and Jimmy like, man, come on, like Roman's like, man, that was a one time thing. I only gave you my word for one time. Jimmy like, nah, man, we gotta go get that, man. We gotta go help this man. And they got in the ring and helped him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was the ending was what this was. Jacob is a beast in his fucking ring. Let's be real. Jacob's a fucking beast in the ring. Solo held it his own tonight. I give him his credit, man. Again, Solo's not always the problem. Like, it just feels like it's just like you're trying to force something out this kid that he just isn't. But what this match was exactly what I thought it would be. Long, but the ending will be great. And that's exactly what it was. Jimmy coming back to help Roman and Cody win made sense. Jimmy got taken out by the bloodline, the new bloodline. It made fucking sense. Big fucking spot. Then on top of that, you had the ending of all endings, which is The Rock coming back. The Rock popping up at the end and looking in the eyes, but then looking coming out on the stage, getting on stage and looking in the ring and realizing that your cousin Roman is now pairing up with your enemy Cody, and it's respect and it's love between them two. And Rock looking at them, and he did the eyebrow. Oh, he did that. Oh, he hit the eyebrow. That was it. Cody Earl like, yeah, they sound like, fuck, you did that too. You're decent. Ooh, get it, boy. It's over. Like, yeah, it was different. It was different, man. Rock came back, and like I said, it was gonna be a huge pop. It was gonna be great for everybody. It was gonna be awesome for everybody. I still feel like this should have not closed the match, the night. You could have had that be the high of the beginning of the show. I still feel like this shouldn't have been the ending. Great ending. It was awesome. Like I said, it would be. It was a great ending, but it doesn't take away from what I thought was the better match, and that tonight is my match of the night, which is a 5-star match, and that's the match that started it, and that is CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. I feel like no match could actually live up to this match. And I said this fucking Friday. No match Thursday. No match was going to live up to this fucking match. It was doomed from the start after that. Bailey and Nia did do enough to give me enough like, all right. But the next two matches after that was kind of like exactly what I thought it would be. Fucking duds. It was kind of like, okay, like I guess this Hell in a Cell match was the best fucking match. You, everything I said it would be, it fucking was. Blood. You had these two men beat the shit. I actually wanted them to go outside the cage and jump off the cell. I thought it would be like something really dope to see. I thought they're like, I'm like, what more could you give us? Like, come on, give us that. Like, that's like, come on, give us that. This match was awesome. This is this may be the greatest Hell in a Cell match. I love the Shawn and Undertaker one. Like obviously, like all wrestling fans, we love the Shawn and Taker one, but the Shawn and Taker one was a fucking lopsided victory. Like Taker beat the shit out of Shawn. Do you remember that match? Taker beat the fuck out of Shawn. Shawn had no chance in that match. Taker beat that nigga from pillar to post. Like, that nigga beat that nigga from one side of the cell to the other side. That motherfucker beat that boy. That nigga beat his ass, man. He beat that nigga senseless. Like Lord Jesus, I love the Mick Foley and Triple H one, but take man, Mick Foley was Mankind and Undertaker, but fucking Foley was dead. Like after that fucking after them two bumps, that motherfucker was damn near dead. Like I'm shocked the man stood for that long. Like he, that motherfucker was dead. The only match I could physically say probably out of all of the Hell in a Cell matches I've ever physically watched, I love Roman and Jay's Hell in a Cell. Clearly Seth and Cody's, Seth and Edge's, Undertaker and Triple H at WrestleMania 28. Um, there's been some great Hell in a Cells. The Armageddon Hell in a Cell. A lot of people don't remember that one. The Armageddon Hell in a Cell with Kurt and Triple H and Rikishi and Undertaker and Stone Cold and The Rock. Like that Hell in a Cell match doesn't get as much love and respect as it should. That's a crazy ass Hell in a Cell. You heard that lineup? That's a fucking nuts Hell in a Cell. This might be the greatest Hell in a Cell match. And now it's not just because of the blood and just the chaos of it. It truly put an end to the rivalry. And is exactly what you thought it would be. It was exactly the promises they made to each other in that match in the night was leading up to that match. It actually followed through. That's why it was the greatest Hell in a Cell because it literally lived up to the blood feud. It lived up to it. The ending of the match was literally Drew McIntyre grabbing pretty much the beads out of off the bracelet from CM Punk and pouring it all over his head and then literally just getting then and then get and then getting and then getting the bead shoved in his mouth and getting a GTS with a fucking chain wrapped around CM Punk's knee. That's how you end shit. Drew was fucking leaking. They try to continuously give him a towel. He like, get the fucking towel away from me, bro. Like I want to fucking let's get it. Like this match was everything you fucking wanted. It was it was everything you wanted. This is why I said this should have been the main event. It was the great and I know fucking people at AEW is and I don't want to make it seem like this, but I know people at AEW is fucking fuming because you gave up that. CM Punk talking about CM Punk was washed and he's fragile and all this shit. CM Punk probably just had the greatest, probably one of the greatest matches of 2024. He probably had the best match of 2024. And it might, to a lot of people, that's a stretch, but that might be the best match of 2024. And there's been some classics. There have been some fucking classics this year. But that might be the best match of 2024, bar none. That might be the. I'm doing a list again at the end of the year. That might be the best match of 2024. I I knew it was going to be good. I knew it was going to be good, but like I said, it superseded even my expectations. I did not expect that match to be like that. That shit was fucking phenomenal. And like I said, it should have been the main event. I stand on what I've said before, and I stand on it again. Everybody on social media right after the match was like, "Damn, that should have been the main event." like this is why I said like you can't follow that shit up, man. That's a hard thing to follow up. You can't follow that up. Like that's a hard thing to follow up. Now, like I said, Nia and Bailey did their best, but then again, right after that Nia and Bailey match, pay per view kind of went dead a little bit. You can hear the crowd kind of lose its steam with the living about midway through the Finn and Damien match. You can hear the crowd kind of lose its steam. Definitely during the Rhea and Liv match. it took a minute for the crowd to get back into it, like I thought it would. But yeah, man, that match was great. That was the best fucking match of the night, and possibly could be, to me, the best match of the year. So yeah, like I said, now my next Wrestling Life rate review show will be NXT October 27th. Halloween Havoc. What everything that just happened on Tuesday, everything that happened on Tuesday night with NXT premiere on the CW. I thought I was gonna do a show, but I didn't. Um, like I said, I am officially. I just officially started a Twitch. I gotta learn it first before I actually put some content out there. I gotta learn how it goes, so don't judge me. Do not judge me. But I'm probably gonna bring some shows, some exclusive shows to Twitch. Um, trying to make this podcast big, man. I'm trying to continuously push it forward. I'm in my fifth year, so it's only right that I continuously push it forward and do what I need to do. Hope you guys continuously support it. I will give y'all the details when I finally figure out what the fuck I gotta do to make Twitch good. For for this podcast. But until then, man, I am Brandon Janeau. Like always, on all podcast platforms everywhere, Brandon Janeau Show. Um, YouTube channel, Brandon Janeau Show. Um, YouTube channel, Instagram, Threads, Brandon Janeau. Um, TikTok, Brandon Janeau Show. X, B Janeau. Facebook, The Brandon Janeau Show. And I got a chat that said Kevin Owens just turned on Cody Rhodes. So I guess I'm doing Wrestling Like Tuesday. I guess I'll be doing Wrestling Like Tuesday. Anyway, um, but until then, man, I am Brandon Janeau. Hope you guys enjoy this, man. Um, Bad Blood was great. The two matches I thought would be great was great, and the other matches, you know, it is what it is. But until then, man, hope you guys enjoy this episode. I'm gonna go eat. Peace.